Okay, here we are back for Monday Nitro, and we are going to get straight into things. Stevie Ray, in a bit of a nothing match, is going to beat the Road Warrior Animal, two guys who don't really have a way in the company at the moment. Animals had a, partly successful tag team with Rick Steiner, but it's not really going anywhere. And Stevie Ray with MI Smooth, likely to be released at the end of the month. Hopefully this will do both guys a bit of good, especially Stevie Ray. I think he's still got something to give to the company. Scott Steiner, we've got an interview laying into Dustin Rhodes and also mentions Goldberg because tonight he is defending his title against the two of them in the main event. And as you can see, it's in a winning effort. He's going to pin Dustin Rhodes to retain his world title. Chris Candido defending his Cruiserweight Championship, again successfully defending it over Crowbar of all people. We've got an interview here with Lance Storm. He's not, him and the Cat haven't featured for a couple of shows, so Lance Storm is making an appearance here. The Perfect Event, Palumbo and Stasiak are going to beat Shannon Moore and Shane Helms in what should be a good tag match. 1-versus-1 angle. Last on the showdown, Rey Mysterio attacked Kanyon. Well, the roles have been reversed this time, and Chris Kanyon is going to attack Rey Mysterio backstage. He's going to steal his title and smack him over the head with it. Okay, got another tag match here, and as you can see, Billy Kidman and Chavo Guerrero have been made into a full-time tag team for Filthy Animals 2001. That is what they're called. And they're going to get beaten by Buff Bagwell and Lex Luger. This is an important match because the end result is that Totally Buff are going to turn. That they're no longer heels after this match, they are faces. And I'm hoping that will give this team a little bit of a push. Interview with Lash LaRoe here. He's fed up with Jeff Jarrett derailing his matches and he wants his revenge. So expect to see them in the ring again very soon. As requested, Kevin Nash is going to beat Dusty Rhodes. Well, Dusty Rhodes didn't request that Nash beat him, but he requested a match with Kevin Nash. It's going to be rubbish quality, but it keeps both guys active and the fans should be quite up for it. And then the last angle we've got, 1-versus-1 angle. Sid Vicious is going to powerbomb Sting, and Sting is going to no-sell it. So there we go. And good start. Animal and Stevie Ray. Match quality, surprisingly good there to kick things off. Scott Steiner, he usually gets a bit higher than that, but 82% still a good rating for one of his interviews. Candido Crowbar went down pretty well. Certainly not the league of Candido LaRoe or Candido Guerrero, but a good match nonetheless. Lance Storm backstage, he usually gets a bit higher than that as well, but still not a bad score. And this is a potential future feud. Perfect Event, free count. Especially free count at the moment. They've really been... They were viewed as a bit of a joke at first, but they're really, two very over guys at the moment, Helms and Moore. So I expect to see more of them. And of course, they're in the stable for Rat Pack now as well. Not Rat Pack, 5-star attraction. Okay. Rey Mysterio, Chris Kanyon, always gets good segments. Always gets good ratings. Totally Buff. That didn't go down too well. Although nothing was said about their turn, so we'll wait and see what the aftermath for that is. Lash LaRoe gained overness from this segment. He must be nearly 90 now. He's really, he might be a main eventer soon, which is ridiculous thinking of when I first came in, Corporal Cajun. But changing back to his original name, Lash LaRoe, really seems to have boosted his career a lot. Okay. Kevin Nash, Dusty Rhodes, about what I would expect it to be. Sting lost overness from this. I don't know why he would, because he's just shook off Sid Vicious's main move. If anyone was to lose over this, I would have expected it to be Sid, but there you go. So we've got the main event coming up now. I'm hoping it gets a decent rating. We know Goldberg's going to be sluggish. With Dustin Rhodes, he feels like the fans are resenting him. It could be a recipe for disaster, this, but that is pretty good. The WCW title's lost image, that's not good, but not a bad rating, to be fair. Crowd were up for it. Not great match quality, these three. Let's see how it ends. Scott Steiner is... What happened? He raises Papa Pump up. Dustin Rhodes picks him up and signals for a powerbomb. Raises Pump up, but then falls backward, getting crushed by his opponent in the process. Scott Steiner is on top. 1, 2, 3. Looking at the replay, it appears that Papa Pump had taken a chain out of his tights and wrapped it around his fist. Dustin Rhodes must have been punched with that chain while in mid powerbomb. What a cheap shot. And a good little ending there. So, what have we got? 68%. One lower than last time. Thought we would have got a little bit higher than that. For weak point being totally buff, beating for Filthy Animals 2001. So let's have a look. 5.4, quite average. Jeff Jarrett wants to work with Shane Helms now. So we'll have Jeff Jarrett, Shane Helms on Thunder, and we've also, if you remember, Dustin Rhodes wants to work with Sean O'Haire. So there's 2 random matches for you. Buff Bagwell, that is a bit, Billy Kidman is more over than you. So, his obnoxious gimmick really is a reflection of his true self, it appears. Shannon Moore thinks he should be higher up the card. Okay, so does Shane Helms. No problem. We're on to Thursday. Is there anything else here? No news. I might sign a few new wrestlers soon as well, because we need a bit of new blood, I think, a bit of young blood here. Writing staff, unhappy workers. Okay, Buff has gone up, and Lex Luger. So that is positive. So the only unhappy workers we have are Rey Mysterio and Goldberg. So it's a bit more manageable now. That's not too bad. Look at that, it's ridiculous. For Rock is still unemployed. Should we make a cheeky bid for him? We've got to June. Would The Rock consider joining WCW? Well, I don't know. Probably couldn't get him anyway. And I'm not signing him on an open contract. So I'll have a think of what to do next. But we know 2 matches for next episode. Let's see if any of these are ready to be ended. Okay. Scott Steiner and Dustin Rhodes is ready to be ended. I'm going to keep them off the screen for the next show. And we'll have it a Saturday showdown. Try and get the higher ratings in then. Sid Vicious, Sting. Lance Storm, Cat. Nice, evenly balanced feud. Okay, now one issue is if you look at the quick roster, if Scott Steiner is to retain his world title against Dustin Rhodes, which he will because Dustin Rhodes has been demoted to upper mid-carder, he's been resented a bit. You've only got Sting, Booker T, who's injured, and Sting, who Steiner's already feuded with. So the only real possibility is to turn Jeff Jarrett into a face after his feud with LaRoe and have Steiner and Jarrett feud, unless you give the title to Sting and have him feud with Goldberg. But I would rather Steiner and Jarrett, 2 happy workers, fight for the title. So got a few things to sort out, but I'll be back for Thunder very soon.